Hey there, hi, welcome to the channel. I am Garrett, and in today's video, we are talking about kitchen design trends that are in and that are out. You've got to know what's out there, and we're gonna get into it. Now, the first trend that is out that people are just taking a step away from because it's a little harsh is black and white. Everything being black and white is very black and white. It's very literal, right? Everything is very stark, it's very harsh. We have dark black, like pitch black, and like a fresh, bright, almost paper white. It's too much. It's a little much. And people are just getting tired of it, I think, and moving past it towards something a little bit more authentic. And that's not to say black and white in a kitchen don't work. It's a timeless color combination, but you do want to think about adding a little warmth in there or a little bit of interest in there, adding some color into it, or maybe sticking to this in one area. Like, hey, do black and white checkerboard floors. That's a classic. And then we can mix in something interesting alongside that, or you do, a black and white marble countertop. Well, what else can we bring into the space to break that up a little bit? Black and white, it is great and timeless, but it can become oversaturated if that's all there is. So adding in a little warmth to that could definitely bring some new life into it. Add a wood tone, add some like butcher blocks, some cutting boards on there to style it up and decorate. Warm toned lighting in a black and white space is essential to making it feel inviting and welcoming and warm. So if you have that black and white kitchen, be sure you're adding warmth in there somewhere because it can feel very harsh, very stark, and very sterile. Something that is majorly in a new trend for kitchen design that I like, and I think a lot of other people are gravitating towards for timeless reasons, is actually the modern Paris apartment style kitchen. In Europe, things are done a lot differently than in the United States. And sometimes you're retrofitting a kitchen into a place where it wasn't originally. So you have all of this great architectural detail and then modern design styles that are happening with the cabinetry and countertops, which I think is really cool. Now, the kind of hallmark of the Parisian apartment kitchen is flat fronted cabinets. Usually they're white with some great stone. No upper cabinets, and if you're going to have cabinets, there'll be like a wall of pantry style cabinets there with like a built-in refrigerator, all of it beautifully encased in cabinetry. Fabulous, amazing, I love it. It's very luxurious feeling. It does have a minimalist take on kitchen design in terms of the details. Like, you don't have moldings and paneling and all of that on the cabinetry, right? It's just like flat cabinetry, but that doesn't mean it's like bad quality or there's not great details in it. You can incorporate some of those beautifully. Another feature I really like about this is the focus on beautiful stone, because you typically have like stone on the countertop, stone on the backsplash with a thick edge banding on that countertop. So beautiful, great, and you can do this with a lot of different types of stone, whether it's a quartz, a quartzite, a marble, even granite. You could do something really phenomenal in this style with it. But when it comes to kitchens, if you're designing it, add as many drawers as possible. That's what I always say. You get the most storage out of them, and even in the modern Paris apartment style kitchen, drawers, fabulous. A design trend for kitchens that is out are shiny surfaces, and that means flooring, countertops, cabinetry. People are just gravitating towards a more matte or honed finish because I think it has a sense of being lived into it, and it definitely feels a little bit more character driven. Also, shiny surfaces tend to be a lot harder to take care of. Like, if you have shiny marble countertops, if they get etched, you're going to see it right away. Like, there's no hiding it. If you have shiny cabinetry, if like a little drop of something gets on it, you're going to see streaks on it and fingerprints. It's just not for everybody, and it definitely increases that maintenance factor. Now, some people love a shiny surface in a kitchen because they're like, hey, I can see when it's dirty. Like, give me a mirrored backsplash so I know if there's something on it. And I think there's something to be said for that, especially if you don't cook all that much. Like, that's just the reality. Some people don't like to cook, and I appreciate those people because I am one of them. However, I do have to cook to survive. So I don't want to have shiny surfaces in my kitchen because I don't want to see everything all over them. And I think it's something seriously to consider. Now, I do love a combination of something that is honed and something that is shiny. So maybe you incorporate a little bit of that into your home as well. Could be interesting to consider. But if you want to be on trend, you'll avoid those shiny surfaces in a kitchen. Now, we talk about all sorts of design styles here, whether they're traditional or modern, what the realities of living in a home are and using that space. So I hope you will join us by hitting that subscribe button, becoming a part of the Le Chic family. And I would greatly appreciate it if you all would do me the major favor of helping to defeat YouTube's algorithm by turning up for these videos in the first hour and turning on that bell notification. Now I understand you all have lives and maybe my channel is not the center of all of them, which I mean, I guess I understand in some regard, but I don't understand also. Beside the point, I would love for you to help this channel to grow so we can reach as many people as possible so we can help save the world from bad interior design, because I'm just tired of the visual assault that some people's homes have on us. That's also not the point, but I would greatly appreciate it. Be sure you hit that subscribe button, become a part of the Chic family, give this video a like, and comment down below and let me know what is your favorite kitchen trend. What did you do that you loved in your kitchen that is, everybody says is dated, but like really is so amazing and perfect that you have to have? Be sure you share with me because I want to hear from you. Okay, now that I've heard from you, you've commented down below, which I appreciate. Let's talk about the next trend that is in, and it's something that if you have a lot of exposure to design, you already know about, and that's the slab backsplash. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because when I am doing a design consultation with one of my clients and we're talking about kitchen design, I always bring it up. Let's say like, hey, you know, why don't you do a slab backsplash? You have no grout lines, it's very consistent. We take that gorgeous countertop material and bring it up the wall. Oh, stunning. And a lot of times they're like, oh, well, I didn't know you could do that. Or, oh, wow, I never thought of that. It's a trend that has been around for quite a few years. You can't go wrong with beautiful solid surface materials, whether they're on the backsplash or the countertop, but it's something great to think about in your home, because if you find a stone, like countertop material you love, why not add more of it and avoid having like what tile matches or what goes, what grout lines. Don't do any of it, just do a slab backsplash. It's more expensive, it is, but kitchens are a good place to put that extra quality into because they are very hard used spaces. And a slab backsplash has no grout lines, there's less cleaning, it just has to be wiped down the same way you would a countertop, and I think that's phenomenal. Plus, I love stone. I mean, what interior designer doesn't love beautiful slabs of stone, whether it's great granite or marble or quartzite? I love all of it, and I want to see as much of it as possible. So a slab backsplash is definitely something to consider. I'd also say consider a book match backsplash. Oh, they're next level fabulous, and it's basically as if you took two slabs of stone and put them side by side, like opened them like pages on a book, so the veining on them flows like meets in the middle. It's stunning, it's fabulous. Something to consider. Yes, it's more expensive, but if you're looking for that really, really elevated high-end design, this is for you. Now, if you need any design help, because I know I'm throwing a lot at you, maybe you're in the position where you're redoing your kitchen and you need a little assistance, I am at your service. You can book a one-on-one consultation with me using the link in the description box down below or going to intro.co/GarrettLeChic. A major design trend that was in for a whole lot of time, but I'm glad is out, is gray. Gray is out, and some people love gray, some people hate gray. I don't like trend-driven gray. I think it's just very trend-driven, it's very dated very quickly. I don't like it. So we're moving away from that, and I think it's a good thing. In general, cool-toned kitchens are out. We're done with them, we're tired of seeing them, because who wants like their house to feel cold or like cool toned? It's the same thing goes for lighting. Like I don't like cool toned lighting or like blue lighting. No, like that belongs in like a cafeteria, a warehouse, not a kitchen. We want warmth in the kitchen. So having gray everything, it's a little bit cold. It feels cold. It feels very sterile, and that's just not what people want in their homes. So the trend that is in, if gray is out, the trend that is in is a warm, neutral kitchen. I love a warm, neutral kitchen. I mean, my office is warm, neutral. I'm wearing like a warm, neutral sweater right now, okay? This is the vibe. Warm, neutral is everything. And it's not just everything because it's the trend that's in. It's neutral, it's accessible, people love it. Whether you have a traditional style or a contemporary style, warm neutrals are phenomenal. If you want a warm, neutral kitchen, here is the guideline to get it. You start with a stone. Go to the stone yard, find something you love that has these tones in it, maybe a little bit of a taupe, which like taupe is the new gray, all right? A taupe is like a blend between gray and tan with a little bit of brown in it. Neutral, beautiful, layers gorgeously with other neutrals. Okay, that's your new gray. But find a stone and then you start pulling tones out of that. The warm neutral kitchen is the biggest kitchen trend we are seeing right now. It's kind of taking that leaf from the gray kitchen, from the black and white kitchen, from those cool tones. So it will be here for many years to come, and it's going to be inspired in homes all around. Now, if you have that cool tone gray kitchen and you want to shift into a warm neutral kitchen, let me give you some tips. We don't have to get rid of everything. We don't have to gut the kitchen. We don't have to paint the cabinetry. We have to find something that blends all of these together. So if I had like gray cabinetry and a white like marble or faux marble countertop, I'd be looking for taupe, maybe runners to bring in the kitchen. I'd look for some wood to bring into the kitchen, like cutting boards I could leave out and see them. And then we can talk about wall colors and painting, something that blends all of that together to create cohesivity and get you the warmth that your kitchen is lacking, but spare you having to completely gut renovate something that you might just have done. I think that's a good way to transition between those two. But sticking to your personal style will always be timeless, so remember that. Something that is out is a flooring transition in a kitchen. Specifically, what I see often and I don't like is out, I don't want to see anymore, is like a tiled kitchen and something else in an open concept space. Like so many times I see a kitchen that has tiled floors and is open concept, and then maybe it has carpet in the living room or has like a vinyl on the floor in the living room. And it's very obvious to me that the builder put in the tile in the kitchen and you took out the carpet and did the vinyl later on. It doesn't feel seamless. That's what I love in a kitchen, when it flows beautifully into another space, because it just feels more luxurious. And so if you have an open concept space, make sure the flooring in the kitchen is the same in the living room. I don't care if you put the tile from the kitchen in the living room or if you put the wood from the living room into the kitchen. Either is fine. Don't put carpet in the kitchen, but that's a topic of conversation for another video. I like a seamless transition into a kitchen. That flow means it feels natural, it feels integrated, and it feels more luxurious. But you do have to choose a material that will stand the test of time from the kitchen to the living room, because if it's seamless, that means it all has to kind of age at the same rate, and that might not happen with something like wood flooring. So you really have to give consideration to that in the way you live in your space and the material you're going to choose. But for me, I want all of it to be the same on each level. Maybe it's different in bathrooms, like they need to have tile, but if you have like, wood flooring upstairs, I don't expect you to put tile everywhere so it's the same as the bathroom. That's weird. You want flooring to transition, especially in a kitchen. So for me, especially even my husband, like we look at homes all the time, and if he sees something that is like tile in the kitchen, wood floor in the living room, I'm gonna have to take up all of that because I won't be able to match the wood floor, and I hate the tiles. So it has to be seamless for me. That's what says luxury. That's what says, designed and thoughtfulness when there are no transitions from room to room. Now, if you have a segmented space, like the kitchen is divided, it's its own room, I think there's something to be said for that being a different flooring material and having a transition. A natural transition is a doorway. So you can change the type of flooring from room to room that way. But if it's an open concept space, it should be all the same flooring. That trend is out because it just doesn't look good. It doesn't feel designed. It feels like built. And I think there's a big difference between the two. A wild card trend that is in that I like, but is not for everyone, so I'm sharing with you because it might elevate your space, but you might also hate it, is sconces in a kitchen. I love lighting. Lighting is everything to interior designers. We love, 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 love great lighting, and layered lighting especially. But in a kitchen, you're kind of limited. You have an overhead light. You could do, pendant lights. You can do an overhead light. You can do recessed lighting. You could do lighting on top of your cabinetry if they don't extend to the ceiling. You can do under cabinet lighting. But that's where it stops. I mean, you could have a lamp on your countertop, but that's actually quite controversial. Whenever I bring it up, there's a big, argument in the comment section about whether it's good or bad. So sound off your opinions because I want to hear, what does the majority have to say? Would you put a lamp on your kitchen countertops? But that's an option. If you don't want that, sconces are a good source of lighting. You could do them above that weird window. You have your sink with the window and there's a gap of space there. If you don't want to put like a big window treatment there, put sconces. That's interesting. And if you don't want a hanging fixture there, a lot of people are doing sconces, either side of a vent hood, or if they have like an oversized vent hood, they're putting them within it. That's touch and go. For me, they have to be cleanable, and you have a lot of cooking and grease stuff that happens there. So maybe that's good, maybe that's not good. If someone has a coffee bar, that's a good place for sconces. Sconces in a kitchen, I love them. I think they're beautiful. They may not be for everyone. So you have to think, are you prepared to wipe down the sconces and clean them all the time? Because maybe you're not, even if you do love the look. And sometimes that's just what it is. It's a great look, and that's all there is to it, and you're willing to sacrifice for the design. Now that we talked about what design trends are in and out, let's talk about some design mistakes that could make a kitchen and look gross because nobody wants that. Be sure you check out this video right over here, and I will see you over there.